Hello and welcome. I'm your host for the day, Vikrant Gupta. With me, as usual, the dapper Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. We're in Dubai, and incidentally, Sunny Bhai, this morning, Team New Zealand has also landed in Dubai ahead of the Champions Trophy final, which is going to be played on Sunday, and it's a repeat of the 2000 Champions Trophy final. It's been 25 years since. A surprise that India and New Zealand have just played twice in the Champions Trophy. New Zealand beat India in that finals. India beat New Zealand last Sunday. The finals, Sunny Bhai, is something that the Indians need to clear now because we lost the one-day World Cup in India. We lost in the finals. And this is the third straight finals that the Indians are making in the ICC trophies. But the cup, the 50-over cup, we've been waiting for that for a good 12 years now.
Yes, it's not going to be easy looking at the way New Zealand played the semi-final against South Africa, against a good, strong South African attack. For them to score 362 just tells you the depth of their batting. I know that in the last 8 overs they scored more than 100 runs.
Yes.
9 overs they scored 113 runs, last 9 overs. It actually tells you that they've got explosive players. At the top of the order, they've got classically correct, as well as innovative players in Rachin Ravindra and Kane Williamson, very, very experienced. Will Young didn't get too many runs. Latham didn't get too many runs in the semis. And so India will have its task cut out.
Is it neck to neck, Sunny Bhai, or would you say that the conditions will also favour India? India beat New Zealand in the last league game, and the fact that the Indians have been playing here for more than 2 weeks now, does that also favour India?
It does favour India to an extent, but not as much as is being made out. The way that the teams that actually do well are the teams that they go about their business without looking at the externals.
Exactly.
Those who keep on looking at the externals straight away are looking for making an excuse for in case they do not do well. Have you heard any peep from anybody in New Zealand? Nothing at all. They had to rush after last Sunday's game to Pakistan to play. They just got a day of practice maybe. But they went and they smashed 362 against South Africa. South Africa, which was based in Pakistan. And South Africa were also complaining, about. So the teams that do not complain, just focus on their game, are the ones that are doing well.
And ultimately, it's a 100-over game. You've got to win the battle of a bat and a ball. Teams who do well will always do well in all the conditions. It's just that maybe, there are factors alluding to the fact that India will be strong favourites.
This is the problem.
Not just three, Sunny Bhai, there are several factors which would obviously be of significant importance before the game. It's just that the finals, if the teams are 1 and 2, nothing much separates the two. New Zealand have been, if not the best, the second best team in this Champions Trophy.
Certainly the way they played, they beat Pakistan in Pakistan comfortably. So clearly I think they lost to India, fine. But they have shown a variety in their attack. They have shown a depth in their batting, which is the reason why they are here, because they've been able to recover also from early setbacks and still put up a good total, a fighting total. And they'll have learned plenty from last Sunday's game against India, for sure, no question about it. They're a team that goes about their business very quietly. They're very smart cricketers, and therefore, like I said, nobody, just because India beat Australia in the semi-final in a pretty tight game, nobody should take it for granted that on Sunday it's going to be the same. New Zealand will be a very, very tough opponent.
And Sunny Bhai, again, there would obviously be 4 squares in any cricket game. Your batting versus their bowling, your bowling versus their batting. So, what factors do you think would favour India? Is it the spinners, is it Mohammad Shami, or is it the depth in your batting?
All three actually, but more I think it will be to contain the New Zealand batting, it will have to be the spin attack in the middle overs. So in the middle overs is where I think India has struggled a little bit, but the spinners, even if they don't take wickets, if they can choke the runs, they'll have done a wonderful job. And that's what they've been doing. Chakravarti has been taking wickets, Jadeja and Akshar Patel have been bowling tight, not giving away sixes and boundaries easily. So that is going to be the key, those middle overs, say from the 10th to the 35th over, those 25, 30 overs.
And psychologically, the very fact that Varun Chakravarti played against New Zealand the first time in this Champions Trophy. He picked up 5, Sunny Bhai. India, it wasn't really a big total, but India defended that.
Yes.
India won by 45 runs.
Yeah.
So how much of a psychological edge is that for Varun versus the Kiwi batsman?
It will be a psychological edge because they will, not knowing which way the ball is going to turn, will play a little bit more watchfully. If, for example, they find that the finger spinners, Jadeja and Akshar Patel are not getting any grip, then they can go down the pitch knowing that look, their line and their lengths are pretty similar. They can go to look and attack them because they're not worried about being out stumped or inside edging the ball or with the turn, having an issue. They're not worried about that. So with Chakravarti, there's always a which way the ball is going to turn.
And Kuldeep.
And Kuldeep as well. So you might actually think that you might have a situation where they might say, okay, let's knock them for ones and twos. But that's not a problem for India. It's when the sixers as well as the ones and twos come in the same over, that is when there is a problem.
Do you think, Sunny Bhai, India's played to their maximum potential? Is India operating on 100% or is it that your 70%, 80%, 90% has given you good results as well?
Yes. They haven't, because when you look at the openers, they haven't really given the Indian team the kind of start that they wanted. That has not happened. So clearly, I think there's a shortcoming over there. Even with the new ball, you might want to, in the first 10 overs, you would definitely want to take about 2 wickets or 3 wickets. That's also not been quite happening. In the middle overs, we've not been getting wickets, although the runs have not been, flowing. So those are areas that, you get better in those areas, the better the chances of going on to win the game.
Well, the two teams will be practicing tomorrow in Dubai. The Kiwis have just come in. India has opted to rest for the day. It was a well-fought victory over Australia. But the moment the Indians and the Kiwis practice tomorrow, you will probably have a sense of their game plan for the final. Even though, Sunny Bhai, the 11 for India or the strategy for India may not change, I think it is going to be 4 spinners.
It has to be. It has to be. Why change now? It's shown Chakravarti's inclusion, Kuldeep's inclusion has shown how effective they can be. And also wicket-taking bowlers. The best dot ball in limited overs cricket or any format of the game is a wicket dot ball. So they've been doing that. So there should be no change at all in the Indian lineup.
Well, like I said, India have made it to the finals several times in Champions Trophy, in other ICC tournaments as well. It's just that since 2013, India has just won once. That was last year. And if India do win now, obviously you'll have to say that the monkey is off India's back. So anyway, that had been a mental barrier. That had been the mental barrier. You would make it to the finals, yet not win it. Having done that last year in the T20s, is that still a factor or the monkey is really off India's back now?
Well, once you know how to win a final, you obviously are better prepared for the next final.
Right.
No final is ever going to be easy. Very seldom does it happen in sport that the champion is such a champion that he completely wipes the floor of the opposition. Doesn't happen, and certainly not in cricket, and not on the kind of surface that the final is going to be played on. But just having won a title, a world title, less than a year ago, means that this Indian team is really high as far as knowing how to go about, whatever little stumble that there might be there. How to recover from the stumble will be something that they'll be aware of. They'll also know that New Zealand have reached finals, but they haven't won.
Yes.
So I think, they won in 2000 against India in Nairobi.
And the WTC finals.
WTC final, but that's another format altogether. So,
and Sunny Bhai, they were also the bogey team for India.
Yeah.
And the fact that India beat them here,
Yeah.
and India beat them twice in the 23 World Cup,
Yeah.
means that monkey is also off our back.
Definitely. I think they know how to beat New Zealand. But again, cricket is a funny game. Things can go wrong in a matter of a couple of overs or 4 or 5 overs.
Well, two of the best teams vying for that Champions Trophy. Coverage continues on the India Today.